a strike. That was not a strike, and you know darn well which pitch I'm talking about. That was not a strike at all. We're going to cover everything in this game right now. Of course, I'm not very happy. The Twins blew it again. I have an explanation, but that was a little bit frustrating to watch. This is, what, the fourth time now in, like, the last week that we've either loaded the bases or given the team a run for their money in the 9th inning and fallen up short every single time. Good news. Cleveland lost. So we're still ahead in the division. Only a half game, though. That is not where we should have been sitting after today. I mean, you saw it in the title. A blown save, an error. We load the bases. That's frustrating. So let's cover the 9th inning first, because that's, I think, the most important. Well, we'll go backwards in this game, because the 9th inning was one of the bigger innings in this game. Of course, loading the bases up, not scoring a run with 2 outs. Oh, that's just frustrating. So let's go through it. We start things off. Luis Arraez. Maybe a little too over-anxious there. I don't know. It didn't seem like he was really into that at-bat like he was in other at-bats during this season. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that was the situation. Of course, bottom of the 9th, or well, the top of the 9th. You're down by 1. You want to be the hero. Maybe he just got overzealous there. Pops out. That's the first out. Mitch Garver, strike or grounds out. That's, I mean, whatever, I guess. That's tough. Shortstop made a good play. Now there's 2 outs. Jorge Polanco, who made the error in the 8th, which put us in this situation. We're going to talk about that in a second. He walks. Okay, we got a chance here. He's the tying run at first base. Miguel Sano walks on 4 straight. That's, I mean, I would be scared of Miguel Sano too. Honestly, I would probably rather pitch to him than Eddie Rosario. He walks Eddie Rosario on 4 pitches. This man has thrown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 balls straight. Or was it 10? Was it 10 with Crohn's? My goodness sakes. And Crone gets called, he's screwed on a strike. That was absolutely not a strike. 94 miles an hour, low and away. You're not touching that, first of all, even if you wanted to swing. Not a strike, though. Go back and watch the replay. Whoever, Grandal, he goes down. It went off the bubble. Here's the edge of the strike zone. It's this corner right here. He went, I can't do it with my camera, but he went, boop, and then he framed it right down here. Like, goodness sakes, that's not a strike. That's what screwed him. 2-1 is an entirely different count than 1-2. And he got screwed. He got screwed. And I'm not saying that, you know, he might have saved the game, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word or not, because realistically, I would rather face Crone out of any of those guys. Crone has really struggled out of, you know, Polanco, Sano, and Rosario. Crone is the guy who is the weak spot on this team, I would say. And he is the reason that, or he would be the guy who I would pitch to in this situation. He is kind of the reason we lost. Kind of. I want to put quotation marks around that, though, because in the 8th inning is really when we got screwed. Romo, bad day, right? But really, he didn't pitch that bad, because looking at his numbers here, Ryan Braun reaches on an error. Polanco, 2 errors today. 2 of them. He has really struggled. I think he needs a day off, maybe even a trip to the minors. He has not been doing great lately. That's unacceptable. To make 2 errors today, that's bad. And they both, the first one didn't end up hurting us, but the second one did, and that cost us this game. So he gives up the leadoff base runner because of the error. Then Perez, literally, it was a slider, because you know how Sergio Romo throws his slider. It goes whoosh, right? It goes way outside the zone. Man, he stuck the bat head out there and put one right up the middle. I hate the shift. I really do, especially with the Twins. They have really not calculated the shift good lately. And it went right, I mean, it was up the middle, but the shift put Polanco more towards the third base side and Scope more up the middle. Polanco's got way more range than Scope. If he was in his normal spot, I would like to think he makes that play or at least stops the ball. Runners on first and third now because Braun got to third. Sano didn't hold the tag on him when the throw came in, so he gets the third. And runners on first and third, it doesn't matter at this point. I mean, maybe we get an out somewhere in there, and Grisham, who hit the homer, put them up 5-6. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it's only a 2-run home run. That's really unfortunate. That's what lost us the game, though, today, was the error by Polanco and, of course, the blown save by Sergio Romo. Again, not entirely his fault. I do want to know what you guys think, though, because, looking on Twitter, I get that our bullpen, it's a different guy every single day, right? Sometimes it's Dyson. Sometimes it's Romo. Sometimes it's Rogers, right? And then everybody else in between. But for the last couple of games, I think there's a reasonable explanation. I think it's Baldelli who doesn't know how to put them guys in there. I think today he did it fine. I think today was actually a really good day that he did with his pitchers. That's a tough break for Romo, right? An error behind him, and then the weakest hit ground ball right off the end of the bat. He literally threw the bat at it, and it made contact. It went up the middle. Then he hangs a slider, right? I mean, does it with nobody or 2 outs, maybe 1 man on. It's a tie game. Maybe we go to the 10th. Maybe we get a run in the 9th. Who knows? That's a frustrating thing. But let's cover the rest of the game because that's over, right? I mean, we can't do anything about it. We're still in the lead. That's the best part about it. But let's go through it. I mean, first inning, we scored first, right at the top of the inning. Garver leadoff home run. How about that? Garver leadoff home run. Rosario hits one in the first as well. A couple of batters later, it's 2-0. Then we give up the run back in the bottom of the first. That is so frustrating. I mean, same with the third inning. Miguel Sano hits probably the farthest bomb of the season. I don't know how far it went, but he knew it off the bat. He had such quick hands there. That was absolutely beautiful to watch. We give up a run at the bottom of the inning. Are you kidding me? And Gibson just doesn't look like himself lately. I'll give you a reason here in a second, but then what do? We give up we score 2 runs in the top of the 4th, right? We answer back, which we've done so much. And then we give one right back in the bottom of the 5th. And it's like, oh, you're killing me. Like, I try to enjoy this team, right? And it's like, yes, you get all excited. And then all of a sudden, boom, you give up 4 hits in a row. And then you give up a run right after you score. And it's so frustrating. But let's talk about pitching. Because pitching was bad. Gibson, 5 innings, not bad. But 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts. Guess how many walks? 3. We're walking too many guys, and I don't really remember, to be honest, how many times his leadoff walk, or not leadoff walk, his walks ended up scoring. But that's just not good. It's not good when you get a 2-run lead and then you give it right back, and then you get a 2-run lead again, and then you give it right back. It's just not exciting. It's so frustrating for them, I'm sure, as a team. I mean, as a fan, it's like, all right, here we go again. We just take the lead, and now it's gone. But it's like, as a team, you're like, yes, we got the runs back. It's like, okay, we're going to win, and then our pitcher disappoints us, and we're like, darn it, now we got to go work harder. I'm not saying it's Gibson's fault, because pitching is hard. Milwaukee's a decent team, and I understand that you're going to give up runs. It's just, he never got a 1-2-3 inning, and a reason because of it is, like I said, he doesn't throw the ball in the strike zone. That is a reason why he has been struggling. He's 35%. I don't know if you guys saw it. 35% of his pitches are in the strike zone. So he gets a lot of swing and misses. He gets a lot of chases, but he gives up a lot of runs because he walks people, and then when he does throw it in the zone, it's on these hitters' counts, and they're able to hit it. That's what I'm saying about Gibson. They need to figure out, again, maybe it's not so much Gibson, it's how Baldelli's using him. Maybe it's a bunch of other things, a good hitting team, a bad pitcher's ballpark, where you've got to work around, leadoff walks. You've got to work around walks. You've got to learn how to X, Y, and Z, I guess. That's the point there. Especially on the other side of things, when your offense does work in the first couple of innings and they get, they knock out Gonzalez in 3 2/3 innings on 3 home runs. Like, that is good offense and then bad pitching. And then in the later innings, we had bad pitching, or we had good pitching, and then we had bad pitching, but we had good pitching, no offense. And then we had bad pitching, 0 offense again, and that's how we lost. But it's just like, we seem to not have both. We just don't have good pitching and good hitting, or otherwise we have good hitting and then our pitching gets us back, or them back in the game. Otherwise, our pitching is really good, but we have no offense. You know what I'm saying there. So Gibson did not great. But But he gave us a chance, right? Because we had the lead at that point, right? We had the lead. He did his job by giving us the lead and keeping the lead going into whatever, the 6th inning. Dyson did good. He gave up 1 hit, struck out 2 in his 1 inning of work. He looked really good tonight. May looked good as well. 1 inning, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, looked good. Romo, I've already covered it. He only got 2 outs. He gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, or 1 run was not earned, 3 earned runs. I can't talk. 2 earned runs, 3 runs, 1 was not earned, and struck out 1. He struck out Yelich of all. Like, that's how baseball works, right? You give up hits to the 8, 9, and 1 guys, and then you strike out the 2 and 3. Doesn't make sense. Littell got the last out. He hasn't pitched in whatever 5, 6, 7 days either, so I wasn't expecting him to do too much, but that's just, it's really frustrating. I mean, is it not? Maybe I'm over dramaticating things. That's not even a word. I made that up, but that's just really frustrating when your offense, puts up 5 runs in the top 4 innings, doesn't score again. I'm not excusing, the offense. Like, I get that pitching was bad, but when you're, you score 5 runs in the top 4 innings, you got half the game left. You can't just go into cruise control. And again, that goes back to, you get runs early and then your pitching comes back and all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, our work is meaningless, I guess. I don't know if that's the right mindset about it, but it's a frustrating loss. You take the split and you move on. I mean, at least Cleveland lost the series to Boston. They get to go to the Yankees now. We get to go to Texas. We need a sweep. It's about time for a sweep. They need to get swept. The one time I'll root for the Yankees this season. But other than that, I mean, we take what you can get. We just got to be better. We got to be better. We got to be a little bit better. We were patient today at the plate. It worked out. We just can't hit with runners in scoring position again. There's so many problems, but you take what you can get. You move on. Cleveland lost. Let's go with that, and we'll just work one day at a time, I guess. There's a lot to cover in this video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, though, on the video if you guys did enjoy it. If you guys didn't enjoy it, well, don't. Just keep it to yourself. Otherwise, leave a like, subscribe. You can click down here to subscribe. Check out the videos above my head if you missed them yesterday. I want to know what you guys are thinking, though, about this game in general. Down in the comments. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy the game. It was a good game. A little bit frustrating there at the end, but it was a good game. What more can you ask for? Thanks so much for watching, though, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow.